Hello there, look at what I'm wearing, and I'm really happy with it too. We just need a border, and I'm going to do a round of single crochet over top of our beginning half double crochet. It's just a little bit loose, but I sure didn't want the neck space any tighter than I've got it. It's just right. See what I mean about the neck? It is just right for us menopausal gals that don't want anything too tight up here. And I also love about the poncho is the airflow. So you're keeping your chest and back warm and arms, but you have some airflow, which is what we need, don't we? When I started this poncho, I did 92 chains, and I have found the size of it to be just right. It's not tight or restrictive. It is also good because the poncho sits on my clothing, not up on or next to my skin, which can become irritating and hot. So my problem here though is that the half double crochet is quite loose. Now I did that with a 5.5mm hook, which is why I'm going to go over it now, doing a single crochet in a 5mm, just something a little bit smaller, just to give it that little bit of extra stability, for want of a better word. Now I am between a size 16 to 18. That'll give you some idea of sizing, doing a 92 chain start. And this measures out to be 78 centimeters around. So just in case that helps you, it's a little bit tricky trying to figure out what chain to use, but just make the chain number up. I've given you 3 or 4 options and pop it around your neck. Pull it a little bit, see how it fits, see if you need to add to it. I do feel you're better off going bigger rather than smaller. All right, let's get started on this single crochet before we do our hemming border. Picking up your work and having a good look at it, because we have a few options here. If you pull it out, you'll be able to see. You can either work underneath the chain, so that's the 2 horizontal stitches, and then you can go further down and it's a really large gap in the middle, or you can go even further down and go in between the top of the half double crochet, or one other thing which I think I'm going to do, pull a loop up through there and make a start on doing a surface stitch, because I think the surface stitch looks better. So I'm going to head on and show you how to do the surface stitch. I'm going to position my surface stitch in this large space that's in the center. It's a gap that's produced between the top of the half double crochet and the chain. To begin the surface stitch, we actually take this slip knot off the hook. So make it as large as you can, removing it from your hook. Pop your hook through your work in the position desired, pick up that slip knot, tighten it up again. There we go. And then you just pull that through. Now you need to hang on to the tail, otherwise the tail comes through. So now you've got your tail in your right hand, your working yarn in your left. You're going to pop your hook into the space that you want to use, yarn over, pull that loop up and pull it through the one on your hook. Now we can, from now on, make sure that loop is a bit looser on the hook. It's a bit tricky with the starting one. Now we're a bit looser, so we're going to pop our hook in and through, yarn over, pull it up, and now pull the left one through the right. Pop your hook in, yarn over, pulling it up, pop the left loop through the one on the right. Pop your hook in, yarn over, pulling it up, taking it through the stitch that's on your hook. Pop your hook in, pull up a loop, pull it through the one on your hook. In, yarn over, pulling up, pull through. Hook in, yarn over, pulling up, pull through. Now you can see here that the surface stitch is created, and nice and neatly too. So we'll continue on. We've let go of our tail now. It can just sit there. We've got the working yarn in your left hand. Pop the hook into the space, yarn over, pull up, pull it through. Hook in, yarn over, pull up, pull through. Hook in, yarn over, pull up and pull through. And there we go. What I'm doing here is going in between each of the half double crochets. There's a big space there, which works out just perfectly. There's our corner. I need to find where to go there. There's a bit of extra yarn where we've darned in. Still looking at going in between the two half double crochets. Just the gaps aren't quite as noticeable just there. Okay, hook in, yarn over, pull up, pull through. I think that fits the bill just nicely. I'm going to go off and continue around, and I'll meet you at the end. When you're coming to the end, do your last slip stitch in the space next to where you began. Pull that through. Now you will still have a bit of a gap there. What we do is we fix that up when we darn the yarn end in. So snipping off, pull that through, popping it on your needle. Now we're going to make another stitch that replicates the surface stitch. So popping your needle into the center of the stitch before. There we go. Now coming up through the stitch that you made just last, and now we're sending it through the first surface stitch again. There we have a surface stitch. You'll never know the difference. Look at that, another invisible finish. So now we just need to go off and darn these yarn ends in, and then we'll go and have a look at our border. Now we're down at the border of our poncho, and mine has become kind of a bit curly, only because it's thin and drapey with my larger hook. So what I'm going to do is 3 rounds of back loop only single crochet. I tried the half double crochet and it didn't look very nice at all. But of course, if you prefer that or the double crochet, you can. You are quite welcome to use whatever you would like. But I'm going to show you how I do my back loop single crochet border. Again, yarn end in your right hand, over 2 fingers on the left, pull up that loop. Now, I need to show you something here. On the top of the stitches, we have a front loop, that's that one, and a back loop, that's that one. Moving it over a bit, we also have a back loop that's called the third loop. So it's this one here. It's one that travels horizontally across the back of your stitches. So I'll pop it into the back loop only, but then I'll go into that third loop, and that holds the single crochet much more nicely than just using the back loop. So it's a bit of a misnomer when they say back loop only, because you've got 2 back loops here. So with your slip knot on your hook, pop your hook through both of those back loops, yarn over, pulling it up, yarn over, pull through both stitches on your hook. Now we'll go into the top of every single double crochet that we made. Popping your hook in through both back loops, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the top of that double crochet, under both back loops, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Popping your hook in, pulling up, yarn over, pull through 2. In, round and up, round and through. In, round and up, round and through. 2 more before we hit the corner. 1 and 2. Now I'm just going to do a normal single crochet in the corner. No back looping on the chain. But we do want to do a back loop in this very first double crochet. So you'll notice the top of it kind of blends in to the chain area. So just work your way, finding the back loops there, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Hook in, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Hook in, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Now it seems like it's very easy for me to slip under both of those back loops. Trust me, it's just from practice. So if you've not done this before, go under one of them and then have a look. Have a good look at what you need to do and then go under that second one, which is actually called the third. Yarn over and pull through. Once you're practiced at it, it just does become second nature. It's one of those things you just don't forget once you've mastered it. So I'm going to go around and do my first round in the denim blue. I'll see you back at the end. Near to the end of our back loop single crochet round, I just need to snip my yarn off, pull that through, pop it on your needle, and we'll do another invisible finish. I say another because that's what I do all the time. Now we're not going to go under that very first little V of the first stitch there. We're going to go under the second. And then we're going to make one that sits over top of the first. So taking your needle back down through the center of the very last single crochet that you made. Firm it up to make it look even, and there's your invisible finish. Darning your yarn in and around, in and out. Then I'm going to go back the way I came from, trying to go in and out different places. And I've jumped across to the other side. Darn in the other one, nipping off our little bits of yarn. So there we have our first round of back loop single crochet. Now we're going to do 2 more. I'm doing a slip knot onto my hook. Now going in the back loop of the single crochet isn't the same as going into the back loop of a double or a half double. So you pop your hook into the back loop of that top one, but you also go down through a part of the single crochet. So pop it into the back and towards the left a little, and you go under 2 threads. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. If you separate those 2 top stitches, you'll see the body of the single crochet sitting in there. You're actually going into the back loop of the body of the single crochet. So into the loop and into the body of the single crochet. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the back loop and into the back loop of the body of the single crochet. All right, have a little fiddle around with that one if you're not quite sure. But you do definitely need to go through 2 loops again to make it nice and secure, because when you just go through one like that, this is what happens. It's quite unsightly, if I'm honest. So going through 2 loops is what's needed. All right, I'm going to work my second round and my third round of back loop single crochet, and I'll meet. If you're doing the back loop single crochet for your border, I just want to show you something. On the first round, I found it just fine to do 1 single crochet in the corner chain space, but coming up on the second round, I feel it needs 2 single crochets. Or you could do a single crochet, chain 1 and single crochets. So that just helps it go around the corner more neatly. And we'll have a little look. Yep, that's great. So I'll be interested to see what we need to do on round number 3. I'll get back to you with that soon. As you're working your round number 3, you'll come to the corner, and it definitely requires 3 single crochets, which take you from one side around to the other. I'll just finish this and I'll give you a look. And 3. There we go. So I've worked up close to the corner. I've done 3 single crochets in one corner and in the back loop 2, and then you're right to keep going. Here we are, everyone. We've finished off our really lovely granny stitch poncho. I think it's just great. I think they're so versatile. Just great for weather where you need a little bit of warmth, yet not be too overheated. Our border's turned out well. It's not tight. It's going to hold our poncho down. And I think it finishes it off really nicely. As much as I would have liked a pretty version, I had to use the practical option instead. So I hope you will enjoy making this with me and have a poncho for yourself. Until the next video, take care everyone, happy crocheting and bye for now.